Good evening. Today's subject is macrobiotic healings, as you know. The macrobiotic healings is nothing but equal the development of that person, physically, mentally, spiritually. So, that means among macrobiotic healings, healing of sickness, sick symptoms is very small part, very small minor part, and just beginning part of the total development of health, which is physical, psychological, spiritual soundness, as the healthy, free person. So, macrobiotic cure has two meanings. One is Mr. Osawa's way of definition of cure. Medically speaking, cure means after symptom disappear, 5 years, if symptom does not happen again, they call cure or permanent remission. But macrobiotic meaning of cure has two meanings. That Mr. Osawa's meaning is direction change of direction. All sickness or disorders have from healthy situations, balanced healthy situations, either excessive yin or excessive yang going on. Either one, right? As you already know. So if direction is changed, going on that, then become ultimately death comes. Right? This side also ultimately death comes. Meanwhile, various physical, mental symptoms arise, various disorders goes. But suppose while going on this, if begin to change directions, excessively in turn towards more yang direction, or excessively yang turn towards more yin direction, then eventually that symptoms disappear and come to the balanced healthy points. Accordingly, Giorgio Osawa's definition of cure means direction change. So he used expressions, all sickness can be cured in 10 days. That means in 10 days, direction turn can be done. But because of that expression is so drastically different from modern medical science's definition of cure, and especially for layman's, the still symptoms are there. Though direction change goes, still cancer is there, still arthritis is there, so they blame Giorgio Osawa's what he's saying. He's crazy, so forth. Because they do not know the meaning of this change of direction. There is no concept in medical science as well as present-day societies. The physical condition or mental condition from the center, right? Going either towards yang or going towards yin. There is no such concept, ideas. So they naturally cannot understand the direction change. What does it mean, direction change? Just symptom elimination is, they think, cure. What does it mean, the direction change of directions? They cannot conceive that idea. But you, who have studied level 1, level 2, and now that studies the macrobiotic, you can see very clearly direction change can be, say, the cure. Because even though we are here, healthy point, direction is constantly changing. Direction is constantly changing within that. And so excessive yang, then excessive yin, excessive yang, excessive yin, always going into yang. Right? In day-to-day life, air-to-air life, activity goes yang, resting goes yin, right leg goes, then next left goes, left side goes. After activity, sleeping, then after sleeping, then activity goes. From yin to yang, yang to yin, always going. So if from yin, at that time travel, then direction change towards yang, then he said cure. It's a very reasonable statement. But my meaning of cure is far more ambitious one. That is, not only direction cure, direction change. Direction change is beginning of cure. Not only that, bringing here to the balance part. Still, I do not say cure. When you bring here, already many symptoms disappears. It may take 6 months. It may take 2 years. It may take 3 months. Anyway, come here. Then cancer, etc., all disappears, becoming very good. But still, I do not say that cure. Cure is, in my meaning of cure is, he become totally free from physical, mental, spiritual delusion, attachment, delusion, or stagnation. He become totally free. So now he becomes the master for himself. When he become master for himself, master of freedom, free from all sorts of delusion, stagnation, attachment. And that time, I say cure, macrobiotic cure. No longer he needs anyone whom he depends upon to solve his disorders, his troubles. When he creates his disorders, then he can change it. And he knows this can create this kind of result, but he enjoys, then he erases it, offset it, and again regain back his balance. Right? He himself now enjoying day-to-day life. And that state is the cure. For that state, it takes long time in average. Not only after symptom disappears, it takes years. It may take 10 years, it may take 20 years, it may take whole life for someone, or it may take instantaneous, can be done. Right? By meditation or satori, by some kind of shock, suddenly think, I am the one who take responsibility, I am the one who should be able to cure this, etc. So that kind of state is the goal of macrobiotic healing. Macrobiotic healing is so bringing ultimate evolution, spiritual, mental, physical evolution of mankind on this planet, ultimate evolution. That is the target, macrobiotic healings. And so macrobiotic healings, when that individually applied, we talk about cancer, we talk about heart disease or allergies or this and that. But when socially applied, then we talk about family problems, social problems, eliminating war, this and that, etc., eliminating, erasing the crimes, etc. So macrobiotic healing has a means, individual meaning, family meaning, community meaning, whole world meanings, all mankind destinies, that meaning is there, macrobiotic healings. Not only one person, individual troubles, collective social mankind troubles. Okay? So macrobiotic healing has diversified dimension. Yet macrobiotic healing is the same principles applied to individual life, emotional life, family life, community life, all mankind, social problems, etc. So, when you become macrobiotic teachers, sooner or later, do not satisfy yourself staying only at the level of the macrobiotic counselors for sick person, etc. That is beginning of your life, of your adventure. Ultimately, you have to bring to entire mankind the health, peace, and freedom. And ultimately, you have to open the gate for all of them to establish the paradise on this planet. That is the macrobiotic healing, work for healing, macrobiotic healings. So naturally, macrobiotic healing include beginning from diet, what we eat, because everyone must eat, but what to breathe, what to speak, what to think, and various kinds of acts of healing are all can be combined, should be combined, and not complicated way, not divided way, religious practice, yoga practice, meditations, or acupuncture practice, or medical practice, this and that, not like that, as a one unified way, very simple day-to-day life, in the day-to-day life. So, teacher or counselor of macrobiotic healings, or you may say macrobiotic healer or whatever, need his own personal development. Not only the knowledge, technique, ability to advise how to cure cancer, how to cure heart disease. Not only that, he himself must know how universe goes, how society going on, how civilization going on, how family is going on, how botanical life, plants grow, how change, how human history goes. All these comprehensive, diversified understanding is needed, together with his experience contacting peoples, societies, success and failure, working from the dishwashing, carrying the things for the people, and various kinds of experience making him grow and grow and grow. The having marriage or having children, and up and down goes, and there his personality or her personality grow and grow and grow more. Then you are able to guide people. You are able to act not only certain sickness, but also the healer and the guide for life itself, and can guide mankind eventually. So your development is most important. The Christian Institute study is just beginning. After this graduate, constantly you must develop. Your cooking abilities must constantly develop. Reading book must constantly develop understandings. Encountering peoples must constantly develop your observation, your expressions, etc. Right? And observing things, observing stars, and must develop understandings and wisdom. That is to become macrobiotic healer, or that means macrobiotic teachers. And so, don't be professional, right? Don't become professional expert of the sickness healers. Okay? Don't become like that. Many doctors are professional, doctors, for eye troubles, for diabetes, for cancers, for this, for that. Specialized, expert, professional. And those many doctors do not know how stars goes, how plants grow, how food goes, how family goes. Then they can't guide mankind. Even they can't guide for cureness of that sickness, because he does not know those things, life itself. Right? So they more and more try to specialize, using this technique, using that chemical, this and that, more and more specialized, deep and deep. And as they go, more and more lose the overview of life. And finally, all patients, etc., all give up. He himself becomes frustrated. If conscientious doctor commits suicide, because there is no cure for all sorts of degenerative disease. The temporary remission of symptoms are there by cutting out, by chemotherapy, etc. but there is no cure in modern medicine. There is no cure. So, macrobiotic medicine is cure the person, not symptoms, cure the person, cure the society, cure the mankind. Okay? That is macrobiotic healing, macrobiotic medicine. Equal, macrobiotic medicine equal, therefore spiritual work, and therefore the teaching of life. You may say religious work, or you may say psychological work, whatever. That is macrobiotic, the teaching, macrobiotic medicine. Macrobiotic medicine is not comparable to the modern medicine, or medicine as such the professional people and ordinary people are thinking. Macrobiotic medicine is not like that. Macrobiotic medicine is the reconstruction of humanity as a whole and bring the paradise on this planet. So, big dream you have. Big dream you should have. Okay? Endless ambition you should have. Okay? Macrobiotic medicine is equivalent, like Buddha did, Jesus did, many other people did, equivalent, the macrobiotic medicine. Don't be caught modern concept of professionalism. Don't be caught. Important thing for you is develop yourself as a man, as a one of mankind on this planet, healthy, sound, and unlimited consciousness you have. Okay? Free from various delusions. Develop towards that. Cure yourself first. Become master of freedom. Okay? First. Develop. As you are going on more and more, then you can more and more guide people. Okay? Right? Then let's go next. Okay? Because life factors, various factors, life. Eating and drinking is everyone should do. Life factor. Without this, no life. Breathing, also without this, no life. Activity, thinking or consciousness, you might say. Which you can divide more emotional thinking, more theoretical thinking. The more universal concept and ultimately intuition or insight. All these things are life. Eating, drinking is encountering with mineral environment, vegetable environment, and water environment. Breathing is encountering with air environment. Activity is encountering like vibration, energy, more like long wave. Thinking consciousness is same things, but more like short wave, including cosmic ray and various radiations from all galaxies, and including universal one. This is shortest waves. Beyond these galaxies and solar system galaxies, entire universe. And then infinite. In other words, what life needs. Life, this is life, all encounter. Life. On this earth, encountering with the universe, including this earth, life. So, in order to be the teacher of life, in order to be really macrobiotic teacher, should know all of them, and should be representing those things. And must begin, macrobiotic healing must begin from here. Or towards this way. And this eating, drinking, you can control 100%. Breathing, you cannot control much. Activities, also you cannot control much. You think you can control, but some yes, some you can control, but many activities you can't control, like heart beatings, digestions, etc. You cannot control, very sleepy, and so forth. Thinking, consciousness, many parts you can't control, majority you cannot control. That comes as a result of what you are eating and also what you are receiving. So 90% or more 99% of consciousness you are not controlling. Just you are interpreting in various ways, but can't control this. And this naturally you can't control. This is instantaneously comes. But when you control this, this is control. This is control. This is control. This is control. By controlling this, by eating less, then breathing becomes more quiet. Activity becomes more gentle or more quiet. Or thinking becomes more clear. Image becomes much more sound and clear. Insight comes. By eating too much, breathing becomes, activity becomes chaos, or lousy, or sleepy. Thinking becoming very dull. Universal insight or universal intuition, etc., become collapse, crowded. Same things by eating sugar, by eating meat, by eating grain, all different comes. So, healing step number 1, macrobiotic medicine step number 1, begin from here. like yoga exercise or some kinds of like Indian guru, etc., is trying to making from here, breathing, chanting, breathing, okay? And some yoga exercise, meditation, etc., trying to make hair and hair. But unless hair control, it's very difficult to control hair. Because those things go together with this. This is deciding factor of those things. Eating steak, ice cream, full of stomach, try to get clear mind or try to get quiet breathings and quiet, smooth activities. Can't do it. Cannot. Unless we force ourselves, we train, force ourselves, and then temporarily can do, but soon collapse, cannot do it. Because this is the beginning of life. So when we are mother's womb, we do not have any religious experience, any meditation, but we are eating. Even we do not breathe, but we are eating. By eating mother's blood, taking in mother's blood, created whole our bodies, including our nervous system, our brains. Eating precede, before eating becomes, eating precede thinkings, breathings, and various kinds of human activities. So, unless eating is controlled, all others cannot be controlled. That point, many people are mixed up. Food is good, but breathing is good, or meditation is good. Parallel. No, not parallel. Not comparative. Food is a base. Then grow upon that. Various things. Okay? So, this is essence. Okay? This is essence. So we begin from here. This is not existing. If this is right, from here grow. Automatically grows. Automatically grows. So you need not particularly exercise some meditation, particularly exercise some chanting or some physical exercise, etc. You need not if you don't want to do it. If you do this properly, then automatically your activity goes, thinking goes, etc. You don't like to sleep long time if you're eating well. Automatically become active. Breathing become automatically smooth. Automatically thinking become clear. Because this is the cause of these things. So, you may add in your macrobiotic teachings or healings or advice, you may add anything to eatings, such as heart massage, such as meditation, such as chantings, such as herb medicines, some such as special exercise. Anything fine you can add, you can give to the patient suggestions if you think that help patient. Do it. But this you can't give up. This food or eating is always centered there. Plus alpha. plus beta, plus gamma. That all depends on individual case. You may not need to add anything else, or you may better to add something to make better quicker, right? Etc. You judge yourself. Okay? And then next important thing is you think, okay? That is, actually there is, okay, no sickness in this universe which is enemy against patience. Okay? In this universe, there is no hell which punish someone for his bad conduct. Only in human societies, shallow human concept made prisons, made laws, made punishment. But in this natural nature and the universe, there is no punishment. No punishment. There is only existing harmony, and only existing self-preservation, self-adaptation. In other words, there are no sickness which are against patient. Okay? There are no such sickness. Same thing. There are no such virus, bacteria which are against, which destroy the patient. Okay? If society think, or patients think, there are bacteria, there are virus, there are sickness, there are tumor, which destroy him, thinking them as their enemies, that is total their fallacies, delusion. Virus, bacteria, why arise? Because he made himself let them alive by taking cheese, by taking sugar, by taking animal fat, so become various kinds of acid condition, fat condition goes throughout the body, so virus, bacteria arise, become active, or when come in, come spread. He himself is feeding virus, bacteria. Okay? Same things. When you have fever, you are discharging excessive liquid, excessive fruit juice, excessive meat, excessive salt, various type of excessive things you are eliminating because for the purpose of making you again clean and healthy. So fever is helping him. When you develop skin disease are eliminating skin condition, eliminating through skin, eliminating whatever you did, eat. So eliminating this, therefore skin disease are helping you to go more and more day and night, next week, next month, still can live. Same things. When cancer arises, cancer is making localized whatever you have taken in, which are very harmful bodies, localizing certain place, try to discharge there, or try to gathering to the inside, and localizing that, preventing spreading all over the body. And if spread, toxemia arise, high poison arise. By high fever, he dies like this. So, creating cancer and protecting him. And same thing, tumor. There is no sickness, there is no disease which are against him. Right? That you must really understand. All sickness are benefiting a patient in spite of patient bad behavior in the past. Right. By the way of sickness, patient is still living. Of course, at that time, if you know that the patient was very bad behavior, then that sickness is, while discharging or high fever goes, then heart become weak. Then he must pass away. But mechanism, purpose is to make patient better. But unfortunately, overdosed. He overdosed, indulged. So couldn't stand other organs. Of course, when symptom arise, suffers, pains, fevers, this and that, it suffers. So, modern medical approach such as temporary symptomatic elimination, it's sometimes helpful. If that is done in the degree of moderation, and it does not disturb natural healing mechanism, then we can use it. But if that modern technique is developed in the idea that sickness is enemy, tumor is enemy, therefore let's destroy it. With that concept, if developed, then that is wrong. That is very wrong. So when we use that way, then we can't solve the problems. We can't help the patient natural recoveries getting worse. Though it appears temporarily, the symptom disappears, but again come out bigger way. Okay. Must have the faith. You must have the faith. In this universe, there is nothing wrong. In this universe, there is no hell. In this universe, there is no enemies. Enemies, health, wrongness are only existing in our delusional thinkings. Right? Delusional concept. Right? Must have that very clear understanding on that, and you must have faith in the order of the universe. Order of the universe, nature is always trying to make harmony, balance, peace, best way. Best way for me, for universe. Best. Must have that confidence, faith. Then, next problem is, when you approach to the sickness, suppose you recommend the standard diet, right? You recommend. At that time, this sickness in, therefore we must yang. This sickness yang, therefore we must give in. You start thinking fine. Okay. But ultimately, patient to be the center. Okay? All right? Patient to be the center. Because patient to be day-to-day, active day-to-day, happy. He cannot be young. He cannot be in. So, always best to recommend balanced neutral one. Okay? Always it is best to recommend, regardless young sickness, in sickness, always center. And if in sickness, temporarily, could be 1 week, could be 1 month, could be at most 2 months, temporarily, slightly young cooking, slightly young taste, etc., slightly young, to make bringing speedy towards center. But as soon as center reaches center, then should be balanced. Okay? If continue young, then pass through this state and go over young, and become troubles. Same things from yang to yin. Yes, temporary, short time, you can give standard diet which prepared a little more yang way or a little more yin way. But soon must bring just center, balanced. Okay? That's never forget. If you do not know this is over yang or over yin condition, then just bring standard balanced diet. Okay? In other words, don't use conceptual knowledge. The should be this way, or must be that way, not that. Reflect your day-to-day life. What you are eating, reflect yourself. What your family eating, and what make you best condition. When I hear sometimes some counselors or teachers advise to the sick people, then drink this every day, so and so, take umeboshi every day, 3 pieces, 5 pieces, etc. I understand their motives. He is trying to make patient more young. But that is too drastic, too conceptual thinking. The thinking that the goal is bringing to the center the patient. So, temporary, minor, moderate the yang or moderate yin is okay, but don't forget always center. Right? Not too yang, not too yin. Right? Then next is when you advise to the people, of course, most important thing is cooking. Right? Cooking, about as far as food is concerned, cooking. However, emphasize importance of cooking is not enough. Really, because modern people forgot the cookings, though grandparents did know. Therefore, now degenerative disease prevails. So, importance of cookings, study of cookings, repeatedly, practicing that and eating that day to day. This you may repeatedly say, you should repeatedly say importance. Attend the cooking class, reflect cooking abilities, this and that, etc. Okay? You yourself, same things. Some boys think, I don't need to cook. That's totally wrong. If you cannot cook miso soup, pickles, this and that, you are not qualified to guide people. All right? Yes, mainly in the families, in this so forth, ladies can cook better, more delicate, with love and care. So, man usually do not cook. But if you like to be macrobiotic teacher, macrobiotic guide, then must know yourself cookings. Okay? And is able to cook very refined way. Okay? The strong way or light way, as you wish. Okay? Cooking. So in that sense, everyone who like to be macrobiotic counselor, macrobiotic teacher must know how to cook and must learn it. Okay? And also, suppose you may recommend to the patient chew well until food becomes liquid, or average 50 times whatever. Okay. Suppose, have you experienced chewing well to that extent? If not, you can't advise, because you don't know. This is just phonographic machine. I said, I wrote a book, therefore you are telling. That is something monkey business. Okay? Imitation. Okay? So, before you are able to advise that, why don't you try yourself? Even 5 days, okay. Chew very, very, very well until it becomes liquid. Try that. Okay? Then you know why you can recommend it to the patient. Okay? Right? And the same things. You may recommend taro potato plaster or ginger compress, etc. Right? Have you made yourself ginger compress? Have you made yourself taro potato plaster? Have you received yourself ginger compress, taro potato plaster, or mustard plaster, or whatever? Have you received, or have you made, and have you made yourself? If not, you don't know how work, how you can do, how patients should do. Only by watching, only by knowledge in the cooking class, just watching it is not enough. Do yourself and get that result, confirm yourself. You will be amazed how much you didn't know when you do it. And you will be amazed when you receive those things or you did yourself, how much effectively, properly, then how much effectiveness comes. Sometimes the people who have the water berries or people with water swan, sometimes I advise that let's please have the buckwheat plaster. Then sometimes my assistant or assisting friends is giving the information, etc., how to do, etc. I was wondering, did they really experience those things themselves? Then, many patients, I tried this, I tried buckwheat plaster 3 days, 4 days, but didn't work. It's not. Buckwheat plaster, if didn't work, that is wrong. That is not really buckwheat plaster. So buckwheat plaster, how we should make it, and how we should apply it. You must experience it from the beginning, buying buckwheat flour and with hot water or whatever, okay? But the kneadings must experience that step by step and must experience yourself. Okay? Right. In other words, don't leave knowledge, what you gained, as knowledge, but practice and experience and make yours. Okay? Please do so. For example, like summer medicament, umesho bancha, umeboshi plum, shoyu, tamari soy, bancha tea, umesho bancha, for certain things. Then, what way make umesho bancha? And what kinds of sickness? What kinds of heat, temperature when patient drink? That make big difference. Must know while you are making yourself how it goes. Same thing, kuzu drink. Kuzu drink is not easy. It's easy to make kuzu drink itself, but to certain thickness, to what degree of thickness you use, very hard way, very liquid style, or in between, etc. That's difficult. So, I really urge, as well as cookings, all those macrobiotic medicinal drink or additional remedies, please experience yourself. Make yourself, experience yourself. Okay? Please, one by one. Okay? Please. Then, next is patient when you see the patient. you have to see whether this patient can do or not. Because as you know, macrobiotic way of eating and macrobiotic way of life is drastically different from modern day chicken and egg or ham sandwich life. Drastically different. So, many of them, though they may like to do, may not be able to do. Then, at that time, you may think, if he does, or this family does properly macrobiotics, it's no problems to cure this breast cancer or this sickness. But they cannot do, or for them it's difficult. Maybe 60% they do, but 40% very sloppy. Miso soup they can't make well. Sauteed beta they can't make well. Then at that time, still you need to keep in your mind some medical interference, medical other method of the addition may be needed in order to protect them from death, though it is not ideal way, because he is incapable. So, may need addition, symptomatic addition, treatment addition. So, depends on patients and patient family's ability. You should not rule out medical treatment. Okay? Keep there. And if needed, must do it. How wonderful natural mechanism is. Number two, how wonderful power of food is, regardless that food is good or bad. Okay? If bad, even can kill. If good, can really get it out, all bad things become wonderful. And that natural mechanism, right? That's natural mechanism, like life mechanism, is actually mechanism of universe. In the eye of universe, human beings, mankind, should not eat meat or hamburgers or ice creams, cheese, etc. Shouldn't. If they think we eat, either we become like chicken hand, arthritis, or cow's hand, or skin disease discharge. Either we become that animal. If we eat chicken, then we become chicken. If we eat the cow, we become cow. Either we transform ourselves to that species, or we have to discharge and maintain human status. Okay? And that discharging way is cancer. Okay? All right? Either go towards outside, goes towards inside. Okay? So, comparing cancer patient, arthritis patient is, to me, cancer patient is better. They are still maintaining somewhat human status. While this became half chickens, half cows, half monkeys. Species-wise degenerated. Species-wise, it's not healthy mankind at all, sick. But still human status somewhat remains. Therefore try to discharge this. Okay? Now if you know that, then what is a sick? What is a sickness? What is a disease? Okay? Disease and sickness is nothing but what we make ourselves. We abuse, right? And so, either we become ourselves like that way, or we must discharge. Right? Okay? Right? That is a sickness. So, sickness comes. Sickness is only we create. Sickness is result of our conduct. Therefore, sickness is only can be cured or can be prevented by our own conduct or by patient own conduct. No one else. Okay? No one else. Now then, for towards that sickness, yes, one way is transforming to the chicken, to the cows. Okay? Transforming species, that sickness. Another way is discharging sickness, either go outside or inside. Okay? Those sickness is not the enemy at all, right? Not the enemy. That is natural result to harmonize to what we eat or to harmonize to what environment is, right? To maintain human status. Okay? So, to the sickness, we should be to the sickness which come out, its mechanism, and it's the process of sickness. We should be greatly appreciated. Without it, mankind long time ago exterminated. Because of sickness, in spite of the bad behavior of mankind, mankind could survive. Because of sickness, mankind could survive until now. Then for that approach of modern medicine, especially that the thinking of modern medicine is what? Okay? Totally this is superstitious fallacy. Okay? Sickness is enemy. He is cancer victims. Okay? And he is arthritis victims. And we must find out some kind of cause, some kind of virus which make arthritis, which make cancer, etc. Okay? Right? And let's destroy that. That is total superstitions. Okay? For that kind of approach, naturally, there is no spiritual approach. There is no spirit. There is no appreciation. There is no gratitude. There is no self-reflection. Right? Only treat person as material, materialistic, physical things. So you know, macrobiotic approach is big spiritual movement. All right? Macrobiotic medicine is big spiritual movement. All right? Changing all people's superstitious thinkings, all people's materialistic thinking, egocentric thinkings, blindness. Reveal and open that eyes to the glory of universe, and let them understand really there is no such things enemies, and there is no such things like victims. There are no such things like punishment, etc. Right? In this whole universe, right? Only exists wonderful, happy, glorious paradise. Only in this paradise, whether that person become unhappy or not is only by his conduct. He himself making that. Right? He himself think, he himself abuse hamburger, this and that, so become like that. Okay? So, if behave well, that means modest, humble, and what mankind should eat, chewing well, and be happily active, then he has no problems because order of the universe is taken care. And he knows this is the paradise, nowhere else. This universe is a paradise. So, don't, again, I repeat, don't be professional healer for certain sickness. Okay? Become really spiritual healer of all mankind. Okay? All right? Okay? And some people may think, like people who are going yoga or this and that, or some kind of religious movement, they think macrobiotics is very materialistic or very physical, because only they're talking about eatings or sickness and lack of spirituality, etc. It's but total misunderstanding that healing others is spiritual things already, right? Spiritual practice. And teaching, guiding people is spiritual practice, spiritual work. Okay? All right? And same thing through macrobiotics, through the recommending macrobiotics way of life goes, then making that patient spiritually awake. Okay? Automatically goes. Okay? So, you are carrying the work of Moses, work of Abraham, or work of Jesus, work of Buddha, right? Etc. You are carrying that. Because these work no longer exist in the churches, in the temples, in the professional religious people. Okay? No longer exist. Modern way of thinking is wrong. Right? That's a mad thinking. That is killing all mankind. Right? So that thinking we must change. So macrobiotic movement is big spiritual psychological movement, revolution of spiritual psychological orientation of modern mankind. So when you see the patient, future, when you talk people, you have to guide them towards the right proper way of life. That means towards the right proper way of thinking. Have to guide. Because many people, out of fear, come to see you. Chemotherapy, I'm afraid. Right? Surgery, I'm afraid. Or chemotherapy, surgery, radiation, doctor said no hope. So now alternative way search and comes. Okay? Out of fear they come. Right? Many of them still do not know this is the life itself. And he himself did, right? Because abusing himself, too much enjoying himself, so did. Right? Cancer itself. Many people don't know it. Right? So your counseling means counseling, guidance of the view of life, way of thinking, spiritual, psychological counseling. And then practically, then how go, where begin? They begin from the kitchen. Day-to-day cookings and chewing, from there begin a new life of orientation. Okay? New revolution goes. So don't think, I become macrobiotic counselor for sickness or for the cancer, for heart diseases. Don't think that too trifle, too small things. Right? Don't make yourself too small. You can be big spiritual leaders, philosophical spiritual leaders, to gear change from mankind extinction to the mankind spiritual, physical evolution, endless evolution. Okay? In this solar system. That person, that group is our group. Turns. Okay? Think that way. And for that, one by one, these people we must help, we must save to turn their thinking. Okay? So, doctors also we must turn. Okay? Manufacturers of Coca-Cola also we must turn. Okay? Owner of Harvard Johnson or the child ice cream also we must turn. Right? They are all our friends, brothers, sisters. Okay? So don't alienate anyone. Okay? Right? Still keep always respect, friendship, etc. Right? Don't alienate, you are wrong, etc., etc., attack. Right? Because we must change them too. Right? So there were potential friends. Right? All those people who may attack you, who may accuse you, who may go in a different way, are all potential friends of yours. Okay? So try to be communicating with them, try to be friendly with them, try to be smiling and respect with them. Patience is needed. Patience. Future, more and more strange sickness will come up. because more and more strange food spread. Future, more and more infectious disease, so-called infectious disease will come out, horrible disease, etc. But as macrobiotic person, or as macrobiotic guide of cancer's future to be, you should never be afraid. You should never be afraid of these things, because those things are not existing in the universe, infectious one. Okay? Only we create ourselves that kind of condition. Okay? So, as long as you are behaving well, that means eating well, right? And also appreciating to the universe, to the peoples, right? And then you need not worry about anything. Right? Now many Asian people are improving their conditions for positive, etc. So, more energetic, more stronger, blood condition changing. So now the research team, Boston University and other research team, professors, and Harvard, etc., all getting together. Now research began. Macrobiotic AIDS people. 6 months, 1 year goes. Every 2 months or so, blood withdrawal. And analyze it. Then definitely sees positive result, provided these AIDS people are eating well, cooking right. Then 1 year later, that can be confirmed AIDS is nothing but bad way of eating, resulting. That's making down of immunizing ability, immunities. And it's not infectious. The present day fallacy can be wiped out. The point what I wanted to do through AIDS is not curing AIDS itself. Yes, curing AIDS is one of the subsidiary purpose, one of purpose. But more large purpose is to destroy people's fallacy, superstitions, afraid, full of world, in the world, in the universe, full of enemies, afraid. And that kind of imaginary hell people are living. So by showing AIDS can be cured by changing diet, that means they wipe out, it can wipe out people's superstition. So, same things, right? Through the macrobiotics, cancer healing, cancer cure goals. That is, yes, the purpose is, yes, curing cancer, natural, most safe way. But the real purpose is, by that, directly, indirectly telling to the whole world that there is no victims. We ourselves made it. And so if we change ourselves, then we can be happy and free. Right? Although we are using sickness, cancer, heart disease, allergies, arthritis, etc. But purpose is not healing them. That is, yes, means, measure, means. But their purpose is to wake all mankind modern superstitions. Release from there all mankind to the view of wonderful glory of this universe. Okay? That is the purpose. So as I told you, don't become professional. Professional means try to cure cancer, try to cure this, try to cure that. Okay? But become a person, people, right? Teachers of life, how telling, teaching how this universe is a wonderful universe, how this earth is a wonderful earth. Okay? That is purpose. And also another superstition. You have to wipe out from the brain of people. That is through macrobiotic healing is artificial interference. Artificial interference is creating endless troubles. And less interference, the better. No interference, the best. Artificial interference, less the better. Okay? For example, present-day agriculture. Mr. Fukuoka, also my friend, also pointed out, right? For present-day agriculture. There are the weeds, grasses. Right? There are many hundreds different kinds of species that are growing together. Some is young, some is in, right? etc. Right? Some is more root strong, some is more leaf strong, etc. Some is soft, some is hard. Right? Some is tall, some is small. Okay? And they were living all together harmoniously. Okay? Complementary. Antagonistic, yet complementary, harmoniously, all. Now, here man came. Modern man came. Now modern man wants to make corn or wants to make cabbage. Then now, what he does, he all take out all grasses, weeds, and expose the soil. Then, when rain comes, soil becomes like clay, hard clay. Soil loses this softness. Together with billions, trillions microbacteria were living underneath of the grass roots. These microbes are decomposing soils, also chemically changing, nitrogen fixing, etc., all going on, right? Keeping soil very rich. Those bacteria, virus, or bacteria, virus, microbe, or many of them become extinct, die out by taking out weeds, etc. And soil becomes like cement. Rain comes dry and hard. Again must till to make softer. And we put not many kinds of seeds. We put only one kind of seeds, cabbages or corns. Cabbage field, dark. Corn field, dark. Then, now, cabbage and corn wants to have certain kinds of chemicals, minerals from the soil. When weeds there, grass there, some weeds wants more this way, some other weeds more others. Right? But now corn or the cabbages want certain things. Right? So they use nutrition. Now soil become unbalanced. They have to put fertilizer every year, either natural fertilizer or other chemical fertilizer every year. And then when insects, worms, when they see the cabbage, insects which wants to eat the cabbage, there comes. The insects who wants to eat cabbage does not want to eat carrots. Cabbage and carrots are different. Cabbage this way go, carrots that way go, right? So, insects which wants to eat cabbage doesn't want to eat carrots or hate carrots. Okay? But now cabbage only. So insects who like cabbage, come to okay? So to protect that, need now spray. Okay? Spray. Then chemical fertilization, insecticides, pesticides, this and that start to use. We must produce chemical companies from petroleum, whatever, and transport, and we do. Right? And then after we eat that, people becoming weak, sick. And then every year must chemical fertilization, this, that. While we are giving that, more and more soil become deprived, and soil become dying out. The microbe, etc., also change and die out, so forth. And finally, soil is dead, and people dies. What is the beginning? Beginning is they tilled. That is the beginning, technically speaking. Why they tilled? Because they want profit. They wanted to have cabbages, and at that time they thought other grasses, etc., are enemy of cabbages. So they took that. And the cabbage only, okay? Or corn only. That thinking, I want this, others are enemy. Okay? Choosing, segregating, okay? That thinking. Okay? AIDS is our enemy, untouchable. We must protect from AIDS. This virus is enemy, we must protect. Let's destroy that. Okay? Soviet is our enemy, so let's have the weapons. Okay? All same mind. And by that mind, profit making together with enemy thinking, together with afraid, fear. That's made this present day agriculture so big trap. If present day agriculture continues, within half centuries, agriculture no longer can go. because of all soil is depleted. And change into desert because of many grasses, weeds, etc. Evaporation goes. Okay? Then cloud also form, rain goes. But we take out all those things, throwing out. Then air's moisture change also. Then desert goes. No rain. So, artificial interference, one interference made chain action of interference, bigger and bigger and bigger interference. And as a result, end result is death of mankind and death of the earth. One interference began. Same things, modern health. One interference, take out cancers, take out this appendix, or take out this, take out that, or immunization, vaccination. From there, begin this medication, that medication, aspirin, this and that, injection, this and that, etc. Then becomes more and more interference needed, medical interference needed. Finally, big interference, we must exchange organs to the artificial organ, to the plastic heart. We must take out the kidneys and change to dialysis. We must take out this, change this, etc., etc. Bone change into the metal, this and that, etc. So-called bionation goes. Then person who are born with natural organs, natural glands, at the age of 50, all bionated, mechanically controlled, artificially controlled. Now, technologically speaking, when my friend came, I was surprised by his information. He is a leader of bionations industry in Japan. Okay? My classmate, he was sitting next to me in the college, same class, university also, same political science, law, you say. My best friend. 35 years later, we met. He is top leader of Japan bionation industry. I am the leading natural healing process. He's going that way, I'm going that way. But anyway, according to him, already technologically and scientifically, we can replace from here to above. Total head, we can replace. Only monetary problems. Each case takes some millions of dollars. Plus, the various economical difficulties, industrial difficulties, is not making now, but theoretically, technologically, already can do. Not only that, practically all organs, all functions, theoretically, technologically can be done. And programs already there. 1985, what we do. 1986, what we do. 1986, 1990, what we do. Up to the 2,000 years, year 2,000 years, all these bio-nations programs, scientists, industries, all this thing. To that, billions of dollars goes pushing. Thousands of scientists, top smart business people going on, okay? And end result is what? Death of mankind. Okay? From what that began? That began from immunization, vaccination, taking out tonsils, etc. From there began. Okay? Idea is tonsil is our enemies, sickness our enemies. We have to destroy it. Okay? We have to take out this. Okay? From there began. Okay? All over now, still that governs that idea. Cancer is our enemy, right? This is our enemy, etc., etc. Battles, wars, battles. According to our friend who were watching the newspapers, how many millions? 70 millions animals every year killed in United States for medical scientific studies. 70 million, 80 million, I forgot, every year. Battles, wars, war, bloody. In order to have some, suppose AIDS study going on now, a virus they discovered, and now they make the vaccination for virus. Suppose it takes 2 years. Suppose. For those 2 years period, how many millions of animals would be killed for that? Cats, dogs, monkeys, birds, and mice, etc. Modern healthcare is bloody battle war. Right? Because idea is wrong. View of life is wrong. Because they imagine there are full of enemies. We have to protect and defend from that enemy's invasion. Okay? With that superstitious imagination, caged every intellectual leader's scientist mind, including all government leaders, okay? All professors, this and that. And they were participating in the battles, wars, every day. Okay? And then the result is end of mankind. There, macrobiotics, and you have come up. And we say, wake up from your illusion. Your view is imaginary superstition, illusion. We show you very simple method to cure AIDS, to cure cancer, to change this. Cure arthritis. At home, at simple cost, very simple way everyone can do. Look, this case, this case, this case, this case. That is giving them awake from wrong superstitions and let them understand really in this universe, in this world, there is no enemy. And in this universe, in this earth, on this earth, only happy paradise is there. Right? That is your work. Right? Your work. So, that is macrobiotic healing. Right? Macrobiotic healing is, yes, physical healing, etc. goes, but entire mankind, superstitions, you wipe out and awake from them and let them recognize, understand, right? Yes, this is life. Well, life is so wonderful. Universe so glory. Right? Now we can coexist with virus. We can coexist with. Right? No more we need to kill the animals for our experimentations. Right? No more we kill the Soviet. Right? No more we kill this and that. Let's abandon all weapons. Weapons, not only nuclear weapons, but also medical weapons. Let's abandon that. Okay? Disarmament. Okay? That is same things. Let's abandon law. Let's abandon police. Right? Right? Let's abandon keys and locks. Right? Right? Whatever made from fear, whatever made from the idea that we protect from enemies, those things are all should be abandoned because enemies are not existing except here, superstition. To that kind of spiritual consciousness healing is the macrobiotic healing. Okay? You understand? Okay? So, as a healer, as a doctor, or as a teacher, right? Macrobiotic teacher, right? First, you also examine yourself. Okay? Am I not having some superstition? Okay? Am I not having still illusion? Okay? Right? Must examine yourself too. Okay? If so, you are the believer of some untrue imagination, illusion. Motto of macrobiotics, you know, at level 1, right? The philosophies. Motto of macrobiotics, non credo. Okay? Non credo means don't have superstition, okay? But have a faith in this order of universe, and faith in the fact that this universe is so wonderful universe. Our life is so wonderful life. This world is so peaceful world. Unless we ourselves imagine that is enemy, and let's try to kill. Right? If we don't think that way, everyone is friend, everyone is supporting a little, complementary, harmonious, everyone. Okay? So virus, so everything else, so sickness. Right? And so 180 degrees, big spiritual revolution is needed. Right? Done. Then from there, begin new world. Without it, no way to have new world. Still dark, still suspicion, still battles continues. Even if nuclear weapons is abundant, Washington D.C., Kremlin, they were talking how to decrease nuclear weapons, this and that. That is trifle matters. Each everyone's superstition, imaginary, illusional superstition, that must wipe out. Okay? So that is a cause. And as you know, if you are eating, we have been eating like brown rice, miso soup, etc., etc., then gradually, this brain becoming clearer and clearer, and it is much quicker to wake up to the truth, okay? And wipe out illusion, right? Much quicker. So now, suppose comparing 2 years ago and now you, so much changed the view of life. Okay? 2 years ago when I talked like this way, many of you couldn't understand. But now you understand. Because you have wiped out many illusions and your brain is now very clean. So if I say, you say, oh yes, of course, that's so. Okay, you understand, like that. But now, right, future, soon you go out to societies. You must know, right? Millions of people, billions of people surrounding you are all full of superstition. Okay? Government people, the doctors, or patients, right? And your families, okay? Your brothers and sisters, okay? Right? And within that superstitious world, you get in. And you encounter with those superstitious peoples and try to tell the truth. Okay? Naturally, those people not so easily understand you. As Jesus tried to say the truth, many people couldn't understand. He was hanged, not hanged, crucified. Okay? Same things. Many people cannot understand. Okay? And so, what you need is patience. Okay? Patience. Educator, spiritual revolutionist, and educational revolutionist is, number one requirement is, besides his conditions, okay, healthy conditions, number one requirement is patience. Okay, patience. And take time, right, spend the time, take care one by one, right, as if you take care of your brothers and sisters. Sometimes you would be attacked, sometimes you would be, right, abused. But keep your mind calm, right? Take it. Never create in yourself anger or his enemy, etc. They are thinking you are enemy, but you never should think they are enemy. Okay? Right? Because for your world, for your earth, there is no enemies. Because you know there is no enemies. They were seeing illusions, so they think you are the enemy. Right? But for you, they are not enemies. They are either very sick people who need your help, or they are the factors, friends who are giving you reflection and strength and further development. Okay? If we can't communicate, if they can't listen to you, that means your communication method is wrong. Right? Even those superficial people, there must be the way to be able to communicate. Right? For patience and wiseness, and always treating them as friends, as brothers and sisters. Right? Affection, kindness, etc. need. Right? And suppose some thousands of our macrobiotic future leaders, right, future teachers, scattered throughout the world, and they do it like that, then this world will change.